now. So yay, we just got started. Aloha, everyone. It's Kamaile with Wellness with Mana. Hi, Kiri. Thanks for showing up, honey. Um, and I just want to thank you for being here. Almost the brand new year we have upon us, and most of us are always, hi, sweetheart. Most of us are all excited about, it's just a time to reflect. It's a time to just really take inventory of where we've come from, what we've done in this last year, and where we want to take that information and those efforts forward. But something within our team and as a community that we've built, which is just absolutely amazing, like-minded hearts, like-minded or like hearts and like-minded people, we are all gathering together to really just support each other in our own paths. We're going to really just get back to basics. So number one, I want to definitely invite you to be a part of that community. And if you've been invited to this call, then or watching it on the replay, definitely get back to the person who did shout out to you for the invite so that you can become a part of that Facebook community and we can just really lift each other up. It's just really kind of keeping some really straightforward, basic what we call biohacking tactics to like sleep, water, what we're putting into our bodies, meditation, exercise. Those core things sometimes just slip our minds and aren't at the forefront. And although we want to make them a part of the first thing that we do, it's oftentimes either the last thing that we do or something forgotten. So that's where an accountability group comes in, and just sharing each other's successes and sometimes our failures, to be vulnerable so that we can really glean from one another to lift each other up. So all right. Well, again, thank you for joining this call. We do this every single Wednesday at 2:30 Hawaii time. You're welcome to come back and listen again, as the information that I'm about to share is actually really exciting. But it also can be a lot to digest. And so I'm just hearing somebody trying to get up my driveway. Sorry, it's just scaring me for a second. So, but I also would like to invite you to invite others, because this information is so new to so many people and so many people's doctors that it's fun to actually listen, turn people on. You might go through this call thinking, okay, this is definitely for me. Or you might go through the call thinking, oh my gosh, my auntie so-and-so, or my, my cousin or my brother, my sister, needs to hear this information. Please keep that in mind, because we would love, this is all what we do. We're just all about sharing this wonderful information. So as I'm going to share just a little bit about myself. So I'm Kamaile Pua'oi. I have been a Hawaiian health practitioner for a very long time, for almost 18 years now. I have studied and started with the art of Hawaiian lomi lomi, or massage. I'm going to just close this door 1 second. And with that came with pretty much anything. When you're looking at an indigenous way of looking at healing, you don't deal with only one aspect of the medicine wheel, right? You deal with all aspects. So I learned a bit of ho'oponopono, which is just rebalancing and really just kind of getting your spiritual alignment right, your mind right. Coupled with also herbs and what we call here in Hawaii la'au lapa'au. So when you couple all of those things and balance all of those things out, you really start to get to the core of healing and utilizing all of those tools all together. Well, when I kind of branched off and deviated from that Hawaiian healing aspect of it in that traditional sense. And what happened was when I really came back into entering it, I already, I had all this knowledge under my belt. I was growing herbs in my yard. I was already doing all of the practices. I have been a student of self-awareness and study for so long because of the practices that my mom passed down to me. But when I went to listen to the information, even though my arms were totally crossed, and you might be a little skeptical today too, I was floored at what tool that I'm about to share with you. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, and I'll share why this Indigenous practitioner is so excited to share about these really, truly Indigenous ways of approaching our body, but putting it together with kind of technology is helping us to bridge. Some of the gaps that we've been doing on a platform worldwide, but really putting it all together and making it universal. So I'm going to share my screen, and we can go ahead and get started. And so this has been my favorite quote, you guys, for just so long. And it's just let's build wellness rather than treating disease, right? Knowing that so many of us have either witnessed a loved one, go through the end of their days in misery and health, and not being comfortable. We all just pray that at the end of our ripe old age, and I'm hoping that that is 120 at the minimum for me, that we just want to pass away just smiling and in our sleep, and humming a song, and just really enjoying the memories that we've created throughout our lifetime, right? Well, unfortunately, there's so many things that are actually bombarding us, that we're really seeing illness and disease showing up in as early as the 20s, 30s. I mean, it's just almost alarming to see so many of my young clients actually dealing with things like autoimmune disease, or it's just rampant right now. So this is my motto: let's build wellness rather than treating disease. And that is why you've made the choice to be here today. Thank you so much for investing in yourself. We are a company, and I'm so proud, you guys, to say this. As a Hawaiian practitioner, I really was somebody who, got things from the earth first, and I still do. But when I can trust in a company that has the integrity that I have kept all along in my years, LifeVantage is really the one that I love to stand behind. We are at the forefront of nutrigenomics. We have been in business for 11 plus years as a direct sales marketing. So I get to tell the story that you wouldn't normally hear on the shelves. And when then we're on the shelves of GNC and, High Health and all of these big name stores, the story needs to be told because of the technology. So I'm going to explain what nutrigenomics is in a moment, but this is what I'm going to introduce today. We're going to introduce the 3 theories of aging, and I'll show you why it's so important to really be on trend and understand what's going on in technology and in health today. And when you understand the point of view of aging or illness and disease through the lens of aging, you really start to understand how we can give ourselves the tools it needs to actually, uh, you know, uh, really kind of reverse some of those effects is our goal, right? So this is kind of what I like to explain to everybody. This is our day and age. We're dealing with a global pandemic. We are more of us are at more computers for longer periods of time in front of technology, both our phones, our computers. The stress on the face of this young man on the left is obviously, like our friend Daisy says, there's too much months at the end of the money. So many of us are not spending enough quality time to or don't have the quality time and the time freedom to actually prepare meals at home, to actually afford going to your local grocer or your local farmer's market to pick out the fresh foods that are breathing and drinking the same air and water that we do as humans. That is so hugely important to our genetics, right? Most of us are exhausted, like this young mom at the end of the day, or even sometimes during midday. So this is a global pandemic. It's not just, the COVID. It's definitely something within our society that has just got us so far away from the basics, like we were saying earlier. But one of the basics that we're going to talk about is this first theory of aging, and this is called basically that we're rusting from the inside. This is called oxidative stress. So just like this car is oxidating in the forest here as it's not being used, this is what starts to happen within our cells, within our bodies. When we're 20 years of age, we start to see the decline happening, and we don't have, I'll explain in a second, you'll see the visual. We don't have the ability to ward off a lot of the stresses that our bodies are being bombarded with. So here it is written out. Oxidative stress is an imbalance between the production of free radicals, and most of us know that word or that term, due to the numerous daily assaults or exposures and our body's inability to actually detoxify those harmful effects. So people always say, Kamali, how am I being bombarded by oxidative stress? I'm young, or why am I feeling this way? Oh, it's just old age. No, listen to this. Just the fact alone that we eat, mastication, metabolism causes more free radicals within our body. Too much exercise, too little exercise, what we are putting in our bodies, the chemicals that are on our foods sometimes that we're just not made aware of, the chemicals in our air, in our environment, on our pesticides, everywhere. Let's see here, cell phone towers, the stresses, the low grade level of stress that we're dealing with on a normal basis. All of these end up putting out a biochemical response of imbalance of oxidation of oxygen. And what happens is when you have that imbalance, as you'll see here in this next slide, what happens is oxygen molecules unpaired will start to try to find a pair and a match up with this cell. So as you see here, we're given this beautiful God-given cell, and it's doing its job. It's functioning as it's supposed to be, as a liver, cell, or as a brain cell. You leave an apple on the counter, what happens? It turns brown in a couple of minutes, especially if you cut it in half. What's happening is the oxygen molecules that are unpaired are trying to pair up with these cells, and it's actually attacking our cells. That's what the whole visual process of free radicals are. What we don't want to happen, guys, is this last depiction of this apple or this cell, where we're seeing that the demise of our cell is actually happening much more rapidly, leading to bigger diseases, to cancer, to cognitive inabilities. I mean, there's so many things that we're going to actually look into for a second. So as a nutrigenomics coach, I always say, hey, we can boost our antioxidants. We've been telling this for what, 20 years now? Eat your blueberries, eat your kales, your vitamin C's, definitely foods rich in amino acids and proteins, sulfur-rich foods. All of this is going to do what I'm about to share with you and what they studied, which is access a cell signaling pathway. But look at this. What they also know is antioxidants by eating them nutritionally. Now let's hope that our OPU, our bellies, right? The seat of basically our second brain, our huge, our larger immune system. This is our immune system, is in our gut. Let's hope that that is right, working right, and we've been putting the right stuff in it for it to actually absorb all of those beautiful nutrients that we'd have to eat. But look at the amount of antioxidants we have to eat. 89 glasses of wine, red wine, come on. 375 fresh oranges, 11 pounds of blueberries, 15 pounds of dark chocolate. And honestly, we did the math because we were like trying to figure it out. It's not even enough. It's not even enough to combat, guess what? The sextillion amount of free radicals daily that we are being bombarded with. So are we just at a loss here? No, this is where the exciting part comes in. I'll share with you in a second. But when you take, people understand this because they've been told, okay, take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C or eat your blueberries, right? You're only actually canceling out a 1-to-1 ratio. So the 1,000 milligrams is going to cancel out 1,000 free radicals. When we're talking about sextillion free radicals, it's just not enough. It's like literally putting out a blazing fire of inflammation going on in your body, guys, with a little Dixie cup of water. it's not enough. We can't just keep, praying that our nutrients within our bodies, our supplements are going to make it to the places where we want to go. And this is where activation comes in. Activation versus supplementation is what we're talking about. And that is what hooked me that night when I went to go listen to the information. My arms were closed off. My heart was closed off. I went literally for a glass of wine. I was like, you guys can't tell me nothing. I already know all this. I've been studying it for how long now? And I've learned from my kupuna, my elders. But no, this is what was interesting. So imagine this little yellow dot, okay, being a conglomerate of little herbs coming together. And I'm going to show you what those herbs are in a second. And imagine those herbs being 1,800 times more effective by talking instead of going in that back door like we talked about, instead of just, hopefully praying and hoping that our nutrition is doing all that it can to ward off everything that is coming at us. What if it just talks directly to the cell because it activates the cell signaling pathway? And when it activates it, it literally goes into the cell, flips on a switch. No joke. This is how the researchers and scientists explain it. Flips on a switch within our DNA. And this particular switch is called the NRF2 pathway. That's the switch that we're flipping on to make our own antioxidants. Millions of antioxidants per second is what our body's ability is. That's what we were given, God given to do when when we were young. And that's why you bounce back when you're a kid, right? You're just like, boom, I got this. So when we can boost those master antioxidants, guess what happens? Huge, amazing tool that our body can use to protect ourselves against everything that we're coming. Because guess what? We're lowering that oxidative stress. How's this? By 40% within 30 days, by up to 120%, 70%, sorry, within 120 days. And it just keeps getting better. We are actually increasing something in a master antioxidant regulator of glutathione by over 300%. Catalase, these are all top tier antioxidants. By 54 and SOD by 30%. So we have shown that this product alone, just this switch alone, guys, has actually extended the life of male mice by 7 years. That is huge. Okay, now look at this. This is where I was like, you guys can't teach me anything. I know these herbs. I take these herbs. I grow these herbs. Okay. Turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, ashwagandha. Bacopa was the only one I was so unfamiliar with. I was like, okay, I don't know that one. I'm willing to open up and learn. But what I didn't know is that even though I was taking these and not getting the results that I was hoping for, right? I was literally growing my own turmeric, not the one from Costco, okay, growing it in my own hands. I put my own energy into producing that and making my own teas and taking ashwagandha from really reliable sources, and milk thistle as well. All of these, when they are blended together, the synergistic blend of this microdose, and the microdose is key because a lot of people worry, oh, it's going to interfere with this, it's going to interfere with that. Across the board, you definitely want to check with your doctor, but across the board, because it's such microdose amounts and it's the synergistic blend, we have found that the effectiveness has actually helped people to lower some of the symptoms that they've been experiencing, and we don't cure, we don't mitigate, we don't claim anything, but what we can claim is that we can lower that oxidative stress, therefore giving your body a leg up on warding off and fighting off illness and disease. So that is amazing, because guess what? At the root of all disease is oxidative stress. Look it up yourself, pubmed.gov, pubmed.gov. You can find any of these there. In fact, over 250 illnesses and disease are related to oxidative stress, not just the basic inflammation, oxidative stress. And this more and more and more studies have come out. In fact, our flagship product, that NRF2, guys, because it was so well known, they had 26 peer-reviewed studies by all of these institutions right here, the American Heart Association, Texas Tech, Stanford, University of Colorado, Harvard. All of these are huge names. And when they heard about this breakthrough that Dr. McCord and his team of Ayurvedic doctors found out, they were like, I want to study this. This is amazing. Because guess what? It's the first theory of aging. We want to age more gracefully and definitely slower. So we are truly an anti-aging company. Okay, the next one real quickly, it's not going to be as lengthy, is activating or turning on that signal again, but this one is called the NRF1. So that little light switch, when we turn it on, it actually supports our mitochondria. So I'm not quite sure if you're aware of what mitochondria is. Basically, it's the powerhouse of our cells. It's the engine block of our cells. This is what I like to show. It's 95% of our body's energy. We are actually more mitochondria, made up of more mitochondria than we are regular cells. So that's how important it is. We would be alive all but 30 seconds to a minute without healthy mitochondria. So when we can boost up our body's ability to build and actually reproduce new mitochondria, because it's constantly reproducing itself at a regular rate, guess what? We're sleeping better because our bodies are more efficient at repairing and restoring what has come at us during the day. It supports cognitive brain health, circulatory and cardiovascular systems. It's absolutely amazing. And again, all natural ingredients, all synergistically blended to become an activator versus a supplement. Okay. So the last one being NAD. Now, guys, this is really fresh. This is like maybe a year, year and a half into really exploring what NAD has done for us. But the exploration of really finding out what NAD did was almost 2 decades long. And what Dr. Sinclair and his team of doctors, again, he in particular is not related to our company, LifeVantage, but he did studies on caloric restriction. So when, intermittent fasting, they knew the benefits of that. They took it even further. So 500 to 800 calories per day is what they were having people do for long periods of time. So basically you're starving yourself. And what happened, and even though it was a miserable existence, what they found out was our bodies went into boop, 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 survival mode, survival mode, survival mode. And what happened is that they noticed within the cellular structure, this NAD, this molecule, started to naturally increase because it fed a family of sirtuins, which is a family of proteins. And these proteins are noted as the CEO or the guardian angel of each and individual cell. They can go into our cell. How's this? This is how he explains it. Unravel the DNA, fix what's defunct, put it all back together, and then vacuum out the outside because all of the, when the cell starts to go cattywonker, because of a lot of times the oxidative stress, it sends out neuroconnectors that are just misfiring and not doing its job, and you start to see the decay again of that. So when you clean that up, send it on in its merry way, we are doing wonders for, everybody always talks about, oh, I want to detox. Oh, I want to clean out my body. I want to clean out my system. This is an amazing, amazing way to do it. It also supports the mitochondria but you need that NRF2 to come in and clean house and get rid of a lot of the biochemical free radicals that even the NAD and the NRF1 are doing because it's cleaning up so much. So absolutely amazing. Again, it's all natural, supports healthy longevity. Dr. Sinclair hopes to live to 120 in the body, mind of a 50, 60-year-old. Sometimes that sounds so far-fetched to those that are young, but believe me, if you could not, like, what would you invest in yourself to make sure that you are going to be bright, you're going to be cognizant, you're going to be enjoying the memories, you're not going to have, fall victim to Alzheimer's or ailments and end up every single day in the hospital like my mom was towards the end. you know, positive mood and motivation definitely is a plus for that. I do have to say, as a mom, that is my saving grace, that and Axio. So this is us, guys. We are very small. This is our small arsenal of biohacking tools that we use each and every day. I personally recommend getting the Ultimate Stack if you're not going to invest in something larger. The Ultimate Stack includes the anti-aging that we have gone over today, this anti-aging trifecta. It also includes your probiotic, your prebiotic, because guess what? Our microbiome, again, is so important to the cultivating good, healthy habits and strong immunities, right? So when we take that, it also includes omegas, going to help to protect the brain again. All of that combined is really going to get you on the right fast track to getting your body evened out. We doctors on our team, we have over 2,000 of them, say to please try it out for 1 month for every decade that you've been alive. Now, I love that our company actually took the thought process of helping to decrease our inflammation within our gut into our weight management system, coupled it with a fat burn that is amazing, and then of course a whey protein to help to build and maintain muscle mass, because then that means we're burning more calories. It's a beautiful weight management system if you're starting off the year right and need to lose weight. Nootropics, hands down, is my favorite. If I were to sell you anything here today, please take home a bag of Axio. It is absolutely a game changer. And that's because all that technology, all that NRF2 technology targeted to our brain, coupled with another couple of amazing all natural ingredients that has been used for centuries again, or at least decades, I should say, for ADHD and focus and things like that, are all packaged in this little beautiful daily dose of Axio, either both in a little bit of caffeine or decaf. So, and then of course our skin being our largest organ, we definitely want to take care of that, not be putting more toxins on. We want to take care of that. Couple that with the NRF2 technology, you've got some amazing products. I have pictures of some people with alopecia that have just blown me away. Stress does just huge amount of damage to our hair and also our skin. So we want to take care of that, going 4 levels deep with our skincare to the dermis. And then of course our pets, anywhere from equines. We have huge, huge, huge equine communities, horses on our NRF2 products, but this one in particular, is Pet Tandem, is made for dogs 50 pounds and under. If not, if you're over that, like a horse, you can definitely take the human version of the Pet Tandem, is typically what our vets recommend that are on our team. I just love our products, so I could talk all day. But this is it, guys. This is the end. We're no longer supplementing our deficiencies. We're no longer chasing our tails. We are literally activating our pathways to control the aging and healing processes. That is a friend of mine, as well as somebody that I look to for just a wealth of information, because he's been in the supplemental industry for a very long time, but also a chiropractor, doctor of chiropractic, Dr. Brett Brimhall. And I just love the way he stated that. How do you get started? You can subscribe and save is the best way. Protanum is what we talked about, that tri-synergizer, the 3 main activators in our line, and that's $127.99 a month. Now, times are tough right now. I understand that. But when you break it down and you know that it's $4.17 per day, is that not worth, finding in your budget how to squeeze out that extra Starbucks, how to make sure that you're changing up your drinking habits and maybe trying Axio and, adding another, making it $6 a day or $5.50, whatever it is, for longevity and overall health. I definitely feel like the investment is certainly worth giving it a try, because it's like nothing you have ever experienced before. I could guarantee you that. If you are interested in actually bundling and saving for the whole family or for a longer period of time for yourself, this is certainly the way to do it. You get started on one of our starter kits. You get not only these products here, we have 350 package, 650, 1250. You can save up to 35% by buying this platinum experience. But they give you a kit. That's what that start kit is, because that's a sample kit. 60% of our customers want to share, and we now have a friends and family program where if you share your unique link, they get $10 off their first purchase with you or with LifeVantage. You get a $10 credit towards your next month, and that's endless. You could do that over and over again and pay for your whole month's supply. But if you're serious about making a little extra cash, which this is what one of the first or second Googled things is at home businesses right now, let me tell you, we need more people in our field sharing this message. Our company is rapidly expanding, and we're always looking for motivated individuals to put in a little bit of effort, a little time, for the first 1 to 2 years. You underestimate what you could make in the next 3 to 10 years. It is absolutely amazing what our company has to offer. So please inquire if you're at all interested in that. And yeah, that's about it. I'll stop the share. If anybody has any specific questions, let me know. And if you'd rather me, yes, if you'd rather me not record your question, I can definitely end the session here. But yes, what did Sarah say? It's a new program. So yeah, we are talking about that as a company. We're not only publicly traded, we we rang the bell on the NASDAQ at the 2020, the entrance of 2020. We are in about 24 countries, not quite 24 countries, but we are only about 90,000 strong worldwide. And so the message definitely has so much potential and room to grow in regards to, that's why we're constantly looking for more individuals to share. And there's just a plethora of ways to share, not only with friends and family, obviously, those are the ones that we want to help the most, but people are hungry for change. So, oh yeah, and Sarah loves Erin. Erin's on our board of directors, Erin Brockovich. So she's awesome. You know that we got integrity behind our company if Erin Brockovich, who fought to make sure that people didn't have two-headed frogs running around in their communities because of toxins that were spilling out from a local plant. And she fought for that for over 10 plus years, that we are doing something right if she's on the board of directors. So like I said, I'm super honored to be a part of this, and never thought I would do this. But anyway, that's beyond the point. The business is not for everyone, gang. The products are. I am kidding you not. That is where you should invest your time and energy for starting your new year off right. So anybody have any questions in particular to their own health? Or I'm going to stop the recording. So ahoy ho, everyone.